So there must be some precipitation down there, Marty Reed.
Well, guys, I can tell you the humidity and the fog as the 30 board goes up, it is so thick down here, you can actually feel the mist. It's not really raining. It's just that heavy of a mist right here.
Jeremy McGrath leading by 53 points. Wyndham moving into second in the point standings. Button, Lusk, Emig, Ward, Larocco, all tied, looking to battle it out for second, third, fourth, and fifth places in that point standings. This is a very important race to them as far as their standings are concerned. Can anybody beat Jeremy McGrath under these adverse conditions? The 32nd board is sideways. We're off. The main event for the 250s is underway. McGrath in good position out front. Going down was Henry.
Had a great start. Art was right there next to McGrath, went down, took Albertine with him.
Albertine, number 7. Henry and McGrath are battling it out along with Larry Ward. It is now Larry Ward is the leader.
In the back of the pack, Larocco and Jeff Emig got hung up in that first turn pile up.
The battle for second place now. Jeremy McGrath, I don't know if something's wrong, but he's gone back into fourth.
Well, it's happening. He's getting challenged by the aggressive riding of both John Dowd and Wyndham. Those guys weren't waiting. Jeremy will be smart right here. He's got a huge lead. He doesn't have to win this race. I'm sure he'd like to, but he's going to be smart out there.
Larry Ward has put 4 good races together, highlighted by a second at Indianapolis. He made the top 5 in points for the first time this year after last week's 4th place appearance. Number 4 is our leader. There's number 8 and 9. Wyndham and Dowd battling it out with McGrath number 2. Lusk moving into the scene along with Michael Craig. Great start, David.
Really good start for Wyndham and for both Larry Ward. Also Dowd. Here comes Lusk to the inside of McGrath. So McGrath's going to have to step it up.
Ward with a 5-second lead on the second place rider, Wyndham.
Oh, he's just gone. It's unbelievable. He just was so aggressive earlier today in practice, aggressive in his heat race, didn't get a good start. He charged up in there, even made some mistakes and recovered from those.
Too early to say anything about the end result of this race, but Ward has got a great advantage. Wyndham has got an advantage over Jeremy McGrath, who moves into third around John Dowd. And Lusk is right behind Dowdy.
So McGrath finally working his way into third. Now he's got sights on Wyndham. He's trying to close that gap on Ward.
Emig is in 16th place. Marty Reed reports from down below. Oh, Jeremy McGrath stumbling right there. Can Lusk take advantage of it and going up and over? Oh, John Dowd.
Boy, he should get some points for that. That was just a complete over the bars. That's how deep that is. You stick your front wheel down into one of those bumps. It just completely stopped. You had nowhere to go but just do a complete flip.
So redoing the order, it is Ward in first place. Wyndham is picking up time on Ward. It is Ezra Lusk in third, Jeremy McGrath in fourth, and Lampson and Craig in that order. Button is next, trying for a top 5 appearance. Take another look.
Well, McGrath had made the mistake, which set up this pass by Lusk, and off to the left. Dowd tried to veer off to the right, get his own fresh line, got stuck in that soft mud. It just stopped him dead. So
the 125 rider who's gunning for a West title in 125s, he's ahead by 1 point, is out of the competitive scene for a championship here tonight, it looks like. Henry is last. Emig is second to last. But here is our leader. It's no surprise that Larry Ward really is leading this race because he's done so well lately. But it is a surprise to see Jeremy McGrath right now in fourth. Ward, Wyndham, Lusk, McGrath, and Lampson in the top 5.
Larry Ward turned to 102 lap times. Everything seems to be going smooth for him, except Kevin Wyndham is picking up time. And way behind these guys, Emig pulled in for a fresh set of goggles. Dropped quite a few spots, but it was a gamble that so early in the race, he needs a new set so he can make it for the rest of the laps.
Boy, it's a great shot. We're getting great shots on the selection of the lines through the ruts by Larry Ward, with Wyndham coming up on his tail. Let's go to Marty.
Couple of things. Larry Ward, remember, he had a great heat race in the Suzuki power plant. There must be something good in that motor now. The other thing is, remember also, McGrath had a 1-minute, 10-second lap. He had the slowest of the 2 heat race victories. So maybe he wasn't holding anything back. Maybe everybody else just a little bit quicker.
I think you're right, Marty.
Ward and Kevin Wyndham. The big question is, can Wyndham win his second 250? Or will it be Ward? winning his second 250. Ward goes all the way back to 1990 in Seattle. At that time, his hometown, when he won on a Suzuki before going to Yamaha, Nolene, and then going over to the Honda of Troy people. Oh, look at this. It's 1 and 2. Larry Ward and Kevin Windham. Ali Seymour, Wyndham's mechanic, trying to gain an advantage on the look-see. We'll be right back. AMA Super. Welcome back to our main event, round number 8 of AMA Supercross from Tampa, Florida. What a battle we've got going here at first place. It's Larry Ward, Kevin Windham, Lusk, McGrath, and Albee has come all the way back to 5th.
Well, he was damn near last to begin this race, and he's come all the way back. So it's not just Larry Ward who's got that Suzuki dialed in. Pichon having a great semi-run. That team's starting to get things dialed in. Windham off the racetrack in the whoop section. Misses a couple of those tough boxes, jumps back on. I think that'll be okay in the ruling.
Larry Ward.
Just when it looked like things were getting good, he was going to get in there and make a run at Larry. He lost a lot of time. That'll give Larry, that's a great thing. When you got a guy catching you, what you've got to do is take the race into smaller increments. Not worry about, boy, I have to hold this guy off 16 more laps. Just think one more lap. And right there, he got a breather.
Ezra Lusk in 3rd place. Albee has now moved up to 4th. And McGrath has moved back to 5th. Could this break the string of McGrath's 4 straight wins coming into this race? Ezra Lusk in 3rd. He's not going to give anything away.
No, he's going to try to put Honda not just on that podium, but on the top spot of that podium. It doesn't do him any good right now where his point situation to finish 3rd, 4th, even 2nd. He wants to win every race. He's
Mike Gosselaar looks out at his rider, number 3, Ezra Lusk, who won the 2nd race of the year at Houston, won the 3rd race, coming from behind to beat Jeremy McGrath at Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. He gets the pit board. Does he have time to read it?
His pit board says, have fun. I got to look at it before he put it out there. He's charging hard, and he's got the leaders within his sights. Just at the end of this straightaway, you can see him making the left at the end. That gives you inspiration. And remember what happened in Arizona. The lapped riders played a big role, especially out here where there's really only 1 or 2 really good lines.
And now Ward's lead. Phil Lawrence is out of the race. Takati Kawasaki. After such, he's mentioning to Marty Reed what went on down there on the track. 4.5-second lead for Larry Ward over Kevin Windham, as Windham now is starting to come back after the bobble. Here's our leader, number 4, Team Suzuki, Larry Ward.
Windham's right there again. That's bad news for Larry, but he has ridden a great race up to this point. If he can keep it going, he's going to force Windham to have to go out there and maybe ride a little bit on the ragged edge, take some chances to make that pass. That's all he can do.
Great shot of Ward coming through the whoops as he goes over the finish line. Larry Ward with no goggles. He was 7th here in '96 the last time we raced. His best finish here in Tampa was a 5th back in 1990.
He's letting it hang out too, Art. I like to see Larry get this aggressive. He can smell a victory. I don't think he feels really threatened by Kevin. Look at that. He's got to land and pick one of those ruts. Just amazing. The guys that are doing well out here tonight have just got great balance. You have to be on to ride well here. McGrath's just a little bit off. Also, thinking about the championship. He's just won a bunch. Why does he have to win again here tonight?
I wonder if there might be something wrong with McGrath. Lamson now is making a move on McGrath. McGrath is in 5th behind Albee. Here's a 4th place for Greg Albertine. His best finish of the year was in Los Angeles at 6th. So he's on his way to a possible best finish on the season. I'm
happy for him, too. He's been struggling. He has had the same thing going on as Amick. He's fast, but just having all kinds of problems, being in the wrong place, the wrong time. And what's possible, Art, is Jimmy Button moving through the pack, moving up to the back of Lamson now. Wouldn't surprise me to see Button pass his teammate McGrath before the end of this race.
Albertine, a difficult season, out of the top 10, fighting to get back in. The wind is whipping up now, so the fog is actually dispersing a bit here in Tampa, Florida. 12 laps to go, as you see there. And it's Larry Ward who took the lead away in the early going and has held it all the way.
12 laps is forever, too, especially in these conditions. And considering that the heat races are only 8 laps, They got a long ways. They stayed right there this whole time. The lead has fluctuated little by little. Now you can see the rain beginning to fall.
It is now starting to pour, so that adverse weather that we talked about earlier, we weren't talking about the fog. We were talking about a huge front of rain. As the fans bring out the slickers, Jeremy McGrath battles in 5th. How will this make it more difficult now with no goggles for Larry Ward?
It's going to be horrible. He's going to have a really tough time out there trying to see. It's bad either way, but when you got to start this with no goggles, it's a little bit worse. And this is going to get real interesting because these ruts, it rains really hard. Some of them will fill up with water, and then the spots where these guys were hooking up, it's going to get slicker. So the conditions are going to just deteriorate bad. And the potential for Lusk to close in on Wyndham and then on Ward, the three-way battle for the lead is there.
Deceiving when they fill up with water, too. You don't know how deep they've become.
I've found that out before. Now it looks like they got a comedian Gallagher nearby. These guys all covering up with plastic.
Larry Ward continues to lead with no goggles. Wyndham in 2nd, Lusk in 3rd, Albee in 4th, and McGrath in 5th with Lamson in 6th.
Ward riding real steady, keeping those long legs out of the way. They can be an advantage in some places, but then when your bike sinks down to those deep ruts, you have nowhere left to put them.
Halfway point. 10 laps to go for Larry Ward in the rain. Here's Jimmy Button, number 11. Jimmy Button moving up behind Lamson in 6th place.
Just in front of him is Lamson. He's definitely picked up the pace. These guys, they really haven't made any time on McGrath. Albertine has had a problem and dropped back behind McGrath now.
So Jimmy, who was in 6th place in a final, weaving back and forth at the Kingdom before his run of podiums. Here comes Huffman coming up on Button. McGrath has moved into 4th. Here's Button coming around the mechanics area, trying to hold on to that advantage.
Huffman struggling. The guy's just having a tough time even trying to clear the finish line plateau tonight. Button only able to go for the single there that time. Larocco pulls right up alongside, able to double it.
Ward, Wyndham, Lusk, McGrath, and Albee. Greg Albertine. And the battle with Mike Larocco cutting in front of Damon Huffman. Larocco pounding it pretty hard there.
He's just riding aggressive. He's doing everything he can to try to make up for a bad start. He's going fast out there.
Larry Ward now moving a 2.2 lead up to 3 on Kevin Wyndham. So Ward still is ripping it out. David, let's go down to Marty.
Get down here with Lee McCullum trying to get a better view. We got the worst view in the house, but at least the fog's gone. Your boy's doing good.
Yeah, he's riding really good tonight. Yeah, we do have the worst view down here, but he's trying to just keep smooth and keep his lines together, and hopefully they can hang in there. It's not over yet. And Wyndham's still strong. He's right behind him, so it's going to be a tough race.
We talked about in the heat races and also in the semis, this new motor seems to be working.
Yeah, it seems to be working tonight. We don't, it's hard to tell in these conditions. It's tough.
Well, I know one thing. He wants to get back out there. He's having a hard time writing his messages now because the rain is really coming down, guys.
Well, Larry Ward needs only one message, David. That's focus.
Yeah, he just wants to see that white flag.
And get it going.
You know, the thing is, he's actually starting to stretch his lead now on Kevin Wyndham. That's going to give him a lot of confidence, help him ride even more relaxed, make better decisions. And the other thing is, too, is that Lusk is starting to pick up time on Wyndham.
Button passes into 5th.
Wyndham could start worrying more about Lusk coming up than worrying about catching Larry. That's good news for Ward and Suzuki.
I'm surprised Lee McCollum let Marty interview him. You know, every time Ward's been out near the front, Marty comes up to him. He starts to walk the other way. Button goes down. You see him in the left corner of your screen as the other riders rip by him. Number 11, Button, smoking big time.
He's got smoke dripping off there. Something gets onto that pipe, burns and drops smoke. And Button's looking like he's signaling in the mechanics area that he needs new goggles the next time around. That's all I can figure there.
Larry Ward of Team Suzuki. Suzuki has never won here at Tampa. Larry Ward has not won since 1990. Trying to come back after an 8-year drought. There's Albertine and Larocco battling it out.
Well, we've seen the Suzuki struggling a little bit, but Larry Ward, if he can hold on here tonight, his only wins have come on a Suzuki here in the U.S. Supercross.
7.1 second lead for Larry Ward. Albie's in 5th, LaRocco in 6th. LaRocco having trouble getting some real momentum to jump.
Well, everybody is. You're using that clutch so much, and you saw he just got a face full of dirt from Albertine. Just as he crested that hill, Albertine had gassed it, threw a shovel full of mud right in his face. Look at Albertine going past McGrath.
Albertine moves up another notch. He's in 4th. Can McGrath come back and recapture that 4th place position? Valuable points on the line here for McGrath. Even though he's got such a horrendous lead, 53-point lead in 1st place, races like this will add up on you quickly.
And not only would this break McGrath's string of victories, but it'll break his string of podiums this year as well. He can't move up a couple of spots.
8 parade in podiums. On the stopwatch, let's check out the time now for Larry Ward.
He's starting to ride better and better. Just over that finish line jump, landed right on the downside. For a while there, he was struggling. He kept riding the nose into that berm. I didn't like it. It looked a little shaky.
McGrath has now moved back to 6th. LaRocco has passed him. As we take a look at our leader, Larry Ward, trying to win his first in 8 years.
He's coming up to lap Ryan Hughes, Jimmy Button, Jeff Emig, putting in a fantastic race. And he's got to do all this without goggles. He's toughing it out. Believe me, he's going to be digging that stuff out of there all night. Getting hung up a little bit there by Button. Button didn't know he was coming. Larry doing a good job to adjust, putting his feet out, using them like rudders.
Larry. LaRocco goes down right at the finish line. So McGrath possibly will move up another notch. Let's check out the lap time of Larry Ward, who got hung up by Jimmy Button there.
That'll make it a little slower, but still, I don't think he's too concerned with his lap time right now. Just over a minute now.
The interval, much more important, right? As Kevin Windham is running in 2nd place.
1:10 for a lap for Larry, and you see him land off that finish line jump right in the rut. Right in that berm, getting off to it. Putting it all together here.
Button pulls off in the mechanics area.
So Lusk
making the move on Windham. Has moved into 2nd place. Look out. Ezra with 5 laps to go. He's got that on-the-edge mentality right now. He wants another victory.
Well, he's got a long ways to go to get Larry, who's just coming by the other way on that straightaway. You can see the differential. Doesn't need to look at a pit board for that. He won't be happy with 2nd. I mean, he's not going to be disappointed, but he wants a victory bad.
Somebody has got to remind Roger DeCoster to breathe.
Everybody at Suzuki. They've certainly, just like Kawasaki, they've had their problems getting things going, but it looks like they've got it all sorted out. All their rudders riding good. Albie really coming through here tonight.
Here's our leaderboard. Larry Ward on Team Suzuki, Ezra Lusk, Kevin Windham. The top 3, as you can see, the rain really starting to pelt.
Yeah, as you look at Larry, it's not only the fact that he's riding well tonight. He got a good start. He's putting things together. He's obviously been working hard, but he's one of the older guys out there, and he's got a lot of experience. And dealing with these conditions is experience. The guys that make the best decisions, choose the best lines, when to push, when to take it a little bit easier to getting through the lappers, and Larry so far has done it all right, but Lusk isn't that far behind.
Kevin Windham in 3rd is gunning for his 3rd podium appearance. He's had 2 3rd-place appearances before, one in San Diego and one in Atlanta.
Just jumping the simplest double we just saw Windham doing there, trying to land in that rut.
McGrath has moved back to 7th place now as Larry Ward continues to lead this race, coming up on Hughes, number 10. Picking the right line is essential here in the rain.
I think what McGrath is doing here is just realizing, well, I'm not on the podium, I'm not going to get this win. Let me just get through it, maintain my points lead, come back to Daytona and smoke them.
Without goggles, in the rain, Larry Ward battling it out in 1st place with 3 laps to go. Ward, Lusk, Windham, Albie in 4th. Huffman now in 5th and LaRocco in 6th. Here's Damon Huffman. Boy, he's had a battle on his hands.
Yeah, he's got LaRocco back there, and he can never relax. LaRocco's a great come-from-behind rider, as is Huffman. There you see, looks like Button's bike. They're trying to clear some of the mud out of the radiator.
Let's go down to Marty.
Yeah, mud was the problem. Button has no goggles. The bike is full of mud. as he's blowing steam as he's pulled back out. It's just been one of those nights.
The rain just almost looks like hail from our vantage point. Ward trying to become the 4th different winner this year.
Well, he'll be glad to get back to the hotel room in a nice hot shower. This is just miserable. These raindrops are huge, and they're just like freshly melted ice cubes. This nice warm temperature we had is freezing now. Right
Here's
into
the
that.
battle for 5th.
Yeah, next time you're driving down the road in these conditions, just hang your head out the window. That's what it feels like for Larry Ward.
Down at the finish line is Ryan Hughes after being lapped by Larry Ward.
And Lusk is closing on Ward. This is not over yet. Both these guys from a similar place in the country, Georgia, North Carolina, they're used to the rain. They're used to ruts and mud, these conditions.
Can Larry Ward hold on? He's got about a 4-second lead right now on Ezra Lusk. With less than 2 laps to go, Marty Reed.
There you see the differential.
Guys, I got to tell you, if anybody who doesn't have goggles, I don't see how they can see. The raindrops are huge, and they've just got to be stinging because they're already stinging, and I'm just standing here.
Larry Ward having trouble getting by the defending champion, Jeff Emig. Number 4, Larry Ward. Lusk has got to be able to take advantage of that in 2nd place.
Oh, this will be frustrating for Larry if he can't get around.
He's still 4 seconds ahead, though, by an unofficial count.
I don't even know if he can. Well, he's trying to look at the mechanics area and see what his signal is.
1 lap to go. The white flag is waving for Larry Ward. Can he hold on and gain his 2nd Supercross victory of his career with 8 years in between?
This is horrible for him right now because there you see him case a jump. Big mistake. He's trying to get around Emig a moment ago, and he got a shower full of mud as he went up the finish line jump.
And it's closing up. Ezra Lusk right behind him. We're going down to the wire. Ezra is trying for his 3rd win of the season. Can Larry Ward hold him off? The last lap. Ward still holding true. Starts to widen his lead now on Ezra Lusk. Lusk getting balled up.
It's getting so slippery right now. Lusk made a big mistake there. Cost him valuable time.
Roger DeCoster up on the winner's podium. That's to get out of the rain probably right now and to see if his rider can pull this off.
Well, nobody can get in his way right now.
Larry Ward cutting around. Ezra Lusk has to be careful as well. Larry Ward sensing victory. Larry Ward looking at the checkers. Larry Ward! Incredible! Suzuki's first win here in Tampa. Roger DeCoster, a big sigh of relief. And this is the first time in the 90s, Larry Ward jumping on Lee McCollum. This is the first time in the 90s that all 4 brands have won a main event in Supercross. Ward, Lusk, Wyndham, and Albee are top 4, with Huffman in 5th, LaRocco in 6th. A long time coming for Larry Ward. Makes it even more special right now. The rain does not bother him one iota. But Marty Reed, I just don't see how he went through those huge rain pellets with no goggles. And it'll be interesting to see when you talk with him when we return. Larry Ward taking the gloves off. It was 1990 in Seattle that he won his first Supercross victory.